Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the CEO and founder of one of the fastest growing companies in North Texas. What makes his technology consulting firm so special? Just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
When I think about the guy selling picks and shovels during the gold rush, he had a heyday. He wanted people to strike gold. So imagine launching a technology consulting firm in 2016. What happens? Well, let's ask our next guest, Matt Rosen. He is the CEO and founder of Allata. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, Jeff. Great to be here.
Well, I feel good about my growth, but your growth is like hyper growth. Okay, so 2016, you start Allata in your home?
In my home, yeah, actually a little office detached from the house. It was just myself and one software developer.
Wow, and how many employees today?
We're about 250 people between Dallas, Phoenix, Boise, virtually across the United States, and then in India.
That is amazing. I mean, do you kind of pinch yourself?
I do, yeah. It's sometimes hard to believe the growth trajectory that we've had and how much fun it's been over the last 6.5 years.
And you've been on my show before, a couple of years ago, and we had the privilege of working with you and doing some media relations. But I love the name of the company and the origins.
Yeah. So when I decided to start the firm, my wife and I were sitting in the backyard actually having a glass of wine, and we have a nice wall of bamboo. And she's like, you ought to name this after bamboo. And so I started doing a lot of research. And when you think about bamboo, it's the fastest growing plant on the planet. It's structurally stronger than steel, but very flexible. And it's good luck in many cultures. And so there's a species called the crookstem or the Allata. And we added an Lemay to Allata since all the other domains and English names were taken.
That's awesome. And we went on and found a great video that does a good job with an overview.
My name is Manish Lemay, and I'm a vice president at Allata. In terms of my background, I've been in professional services for 25 years, delivering technology solutions to a number of clients in multiple industries. Allata becomes a trusted partner with clients by owning their problems. There's a couple of different mentalities. There's the renter's mentality and an owner's mentality. When you rent a car, you don't wash it, you don't clean the inside of it. When you own a car, you take care of it, you notice the little things. That's how we serve our clients. We own their problems like we own our own problems from start to finish. With Associa, we integrated and partnered with them immediately. Our team functioned as one team, and there was never a distinction between Allata and Associa. What I would tell folks that are considering Allata would be, we're a different kind of firm. We're genuine, we're authentic, we're absolutely interested in solving our clients' toughest challenges. We can have the hard conversations if we need to, and we take ownership of their problem.
And obviously there's been staffing shortages across the globe, especially in technology, but you've had a lot of success.
We have. Studies predict we're going to be like 80 million software developers short by 2030. So I encourage everyone to get into technology and encourage your kids to learn how to code. So at Allata, one of the things we've done to attract, retain, and grow employees is we put in place the growth framework. And so from a consultant all the way to vice president, we've kind of charted out the career of our relations so they know what they need to do across multiple dimensions to really progress within the firm. And everyone's assigned a formal mentor that reviews them every 6 months and kind of gives them the areas they need to continue to develop upon. So it's a very robust, mature framework that all of our relations learn and follow and really helps them understand what it takes. Where many firms, it's very opaque, or you have to wait for someone to leave or die before you can really take their spot. We've got room for everyone to grow.
And you've become a darling of the Dallas Business Journal, who we have a relationship with. We're going to put this on the screen. That's got to feel good. I mean, you make the list every single year, but look at that revenue growth.
Yeah, eventually the law of big numbers catches up with you, but we've been blessed to be on the Inc. 500 for the last 4 years in a row, and then made the mid-market 50 for the first time this year. So we're excited about that.
And I want to talk about your workplace culture because I know you've made the best places to work list, and it's really tough to guide a company through a pandemic when sometimes you couldn't even meet physically. But we went on your Facebook and we had to trim this down because you have so many pictures of employees just smiling. Tell us about the company.
Yeah, we really try to make it a fun place to work and be, we've got this simple mantra, which is family first, clients are king, take care of our people. So here you see us taking care of our people. We do board nights, we do pizza nights. We took a lot of our team out to a Mavs game last night. And so every month I do a town hall with the entire company and no question is out of bounds. And then we also do quarterlies both for our virtual folks as well as Boise, Phoenix, and Dallas, where we get everyone together once a quarter to do something fun together, watch a movie, go to watch a concert, do a cooking class, and always just try and think of things that are new and interesting to get people to bond.
And I think that's really a challenge for having offices all over the globe now. You have an office in India as well.
We do. And we get them together, once a year as well. They go out to the beach town of Gove and have a good time together, and they, plan things pretty often as well. And then for our virtual folks, it's been interesting. We try and bring them either to Dallas or Boise once a year. So we've got about 40 people scattered across the U.S. and 17 different states.
Sure. And I have to imagine you're somewhat recession-proof because the cost of hiring technology workers is really steep. And so to partner with a company like yours, it saves your clients a lot of money.
It does. Because there's such a shortage of talent, a lot of the best folks you would want solving your problems work for companies like mine. And so a lot of times clients will hire us to partner with them and come alongside them and help them really accomplish their most strategic initiatives. Most of what we're doing is helping them get close to their customer or creating new revenue channels, or sometimes just creating an operational excellence. And so it's difficult to do those type of initiatives on your own. Oftentimes it involves new technologies that companies may not be skilled in. So we really act as a partner, blend in well with them. The greatest compliment I get from a client is when they mistake one of my Alations as their own employee, because they're that committed to getting in the trenches with our clients and helping them be successful.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot, and I know it's hard to brag about yourself, but what's your unique ability? What are you a visionary?
What my team has told me is I'm great at hearing a lot of different information from a lot of different sources and then being able to summarize it very succinctly and clearly to someone who might be new to that information. And so it allows me to kind of look at different technology trends and see what's happening and very quickly be able to apply that and figure out kind of where do we need to go next as a company? What do we need to focus on? And then how do we articulate that to our clients?
Yeah, and as a person who's had a chance to work with you, I would say one of your strong suits is integrity. You say what you mean what you say, and you can take it to the bank.
Yeah, that always sounds better coming from somebody else. But yeah, our two core values are integrity, which is doing what you're going to say you're going to do no matter how difficult it is, and then transparency. We don't have any politics. We deliver hard truths both internally and to our clients, and that's why they ask us back. Is if they're looking for order takers, it's not Alations. We're there to help be a partner, but also challenge the status quo, because we end up being a catalyst for change within the organizations we serve.
And you believe in promoting from within?
We absolutely do. We have a great training program called Ascend, where we hire folks out of code schools or out of college, and we put them through a 3-month training that we invest in them. And when they get out of that, they're ready to hit the ground at clients and really add a lot of value to help with these initiatives that we're working on for them.
And I know in many companies there's a lot of turnover, job hopping, but you've been very fortunate. They come, and some of your original employees are still here.
Yes, many of my leadership team been there almost since day one, or month 6 when we really started ramping up employees. So yeah, a lot of the folks on our leadership page have been with us since the beginning. A lot of us have known each other for a long time. It's a lot of folks that I worked with at a previous firm. And then a number of our clients have come to be executives with us. They've jumped out of industry roles and decided they wanted to try their hand in consulting and find that they really love it. And it adds a ton of credibility because they have sat in the shoes to those that we're providing services to.
How does a client know when they need you? I mean, when something breaks, do they call you, or how do they know when to hire you?
I'll give you the classic consulting answer: it depends. Right? But oftentimes they've been told by a board member that, hey, you need to have a digital transformation, or a big strategic consulting firm tells them something similar, or they say these are the 12 initiatives you must go do, but there's not a lot of direction of how do they even get started, what are the resources they need to bring, how do they shape up the work, how do they resource it. And so what I'll say is give me a big firm strategy deck. I will turn that into actionable initiatives that can be accomplished. And once we've built whatever those initiatives entail, we'll support them for years to come.
Take me back to the height of COVID, because I know you probably had a lot of new business with the brick and mortars, huh?
Well, it was interesting. With COVID, it was interesting to see who benefited, but every organization that didn't have some sort of online presence, some sort of way to deliver goods and services through a mobile phone or a web browser had to immediately get with the program. And the other thing that it did was it really made those that were maybe technology neophytes experts, because if you wanted to order food or if you wanted to get groceries, oftentimes you were going and learning how to use the pick up and go type app, curbside delivery. And so many organizations had to really rethink their entire way they do supply chain, delivery, ordering channels. We helped a lot of companies with that. And then what you saw was so many more people in our society became very proficient with technology as a result of having to be reliant on it for their day-to-day living.
So Matt, I know you've helped countless clients over the years. What's your favorite story?
Yeah, my favorite's a project we did for the Freeman Company. So the Freeman Companies, put on large trade shows. They were our first client, our charter client. I'm very thankful for the relationship we've had with them and their executives for a long time. And during COVID, they're in the business of getting people together, which couldn't happen. And so they needed a way to still do that at scale. They have these shows with hundreds of thousands of people, and there's not good technologies out there. So we helped them put together a technology platform for union shows that had this secure login, had voting, it had translation. And they were able to basically, make lemonade out of lemons, which was COVID, and put on these shows and still create some revenue streams and keep those relationships going with their clients and helping those shows go on even when people couldn't get together.
Wow, that has to feel good. Let's look at the crystal ball. What do you see for your company and the global economy this next year?
I think 2023 is going to be an interesting year. We're going to grow. We are going to look to add resources nearshore. We're going to look to add new offices, new capabilities. I see us specializing in both healthcare and heavy manufacturing. Those are two sectors that I foresee a lot of growth in 2023. If I had a crystal ball, I'd be a billionaire. I know which stocks to pick, which would be great. But those are the sectors we're going to go into. I see us adding offices in a few U.S. cities and then adding capacity, because a lot of our clients have a lot of demand for both offshore, nearshore, and domestic resources.
Yeah, and I know you're very philanthropic, so let's end with your philosophy on giving back and final thoughts.
So we like to give 1% back to those that either can't help themselves or trying to better their lives through STEM, or those who defend our freedoms, to do both of those. And so we're very big in giving back in the different cities that we live in and donating time of our relations as well. And then, closing thoughts, if you're sitting there thinking, hey, do we need a company like Allata? What we do is nebulous. It's very bespoke. It's different for everyone that we interact with. So if anything's been interesting, one of the things we're great at doing is telling folks when we're not a good fit. So when they come to with a problem or a situation, we'll help them diagnose it. We'll sit down with them, help them think through it. And if we're a good fit, we'll tell them absolutely. We'll show them a plan. If we're not, we'll introduce us to maybe other friends of ours that can help.
Matt, and I love it that you got choked up when talking about giving back. I can see why your employees love it there so much. We're going to end with the website, which is allata.com. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. Appreciate it.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.